on my way to a picnic. Look, I've got all the picnic spread ready here. All I need is the bread. But which one do I choose? There are so many different kinds of bread to choose from. This one looks quite nice. Hey, this must be made by the supermarket. It's got the supermarket's label on it. I thought they sold bread, not made it. How cool. But where? And how? How do they make bread?
Well, you just use flour and some salt, some sugar, and some potato yeast or yeast with dough by using a machine with yeast and flour and ingredients.
Hey, you could be right. But I tell you what, I've heard of people making bread at home using bread makers. So maybe that's what they've got here. Bread makers tucked in at the back of the shelves. Let's check it out. Nope, there's not enough room there for a bread maker. And besides, there are so many loaves of bread, they'd need lots of bread makers. I think we need to investigate. But before we do, can you please pass us a loaf of bread? I still need one for my picnic. Thanks. You know, there's something bready going on here. Well, it can't be something fishy. We're in the bread section, not the seafood one. Hey, and I tell you what, this looks like a kitchen. There's bound to be bread makers in here. Whoa.
Here you go. You need these for health and safety reasons, even trainees like you.
Hey, but no, I'm not...
No, come on, there's bread to be baked. Put your hat and apron on, and don't forget to wash your hands properly.
Right.
Come on.
Okay, Right, Andrew, where are the bread makers?
Very funny. Now listen closely and follow my instructions. We're going to make 42 loaves of bread, and to do that, we need 20 kilos of flour.
And that needs to go into here.
It does. Can you do that, please, Suzy?
Right.
This is what 20 kilos of flour looks like.
What's next?
Now, this is the yeast that makes the bread dough rise. Please put that in.
Yeast is a living thing. It's a bit like a fungus that makes bread rise when it eats the sugar and water in the bread mixture.
Excellent, well done. And here are the other special ingredients, like salt and sugar, which we need to make a nice loaf of bread.
Special ingredients. Right.
That's it. Now, I'll put the water in.
This machine puts the exact amount of water in, and for this much flour, you need about 12 litres of water.
Right, what happens next?
Now it gets mixed for 6 minutes.
I've got just the thing we need.
Oh, no, not like that, like this.
I'm glad I'm not having to mix this by hand. It would take a lot of muscle power. Just about ready.
Right, now let's get the dough out now.
Right. Okay. Andrew!
Oh, no, not like that, like this. Right now, it's time to rest for 10 minutes.
Great. Oh, I could do with a rest.
No, the dough, silly, not you. Now go and get the bread tins ready, please.
Tinned bread? How flash.
Now we need the dough.
Oh, but hang on, Andrew. It's not dough that I need bread, because I'm going on a picnic.
No, come on, into a round ball, please.
Oh.
Come on, you give it a go.
I need to knead the dough. I see.
Kneading the dough stretches it and makes it smooth. It's also a great way to shape the bread into rounds like this.
Right, now we rest for 10 minutes.
Great.
No, not you. The dough rests for 10 minutes.
Oh.
Now, have you got those tins ready yet?
Cool, bossy.
The dough's resting, but it's also rising. The yeast eats the sugar with the help of the water, and the gases the yeast gives off as it grows makes the bread rise. Resting the bread gives the yeast time to do this before it gets thumped about by a shaping machine.
Actually, it's a really cool machine. It does shape the bread for you. You put the dough in here and it turns into a long roll. It rolls up the conveyor belt here, drops down the back, and hey presto, it's a beautiful shaped roll. Let me show you. You put the dough in here, it gets shaped in there, it rolls right up there, then drops down and rolls out here. Hey, Andrew, finished.
OK, we're not finished yet. The bread still needs to go into those tins over there.
Right.
Now I'll cut it and you put them into the tins.
It sounds strange, but cutting the dough makes the dough stronger. Instead of the fibres in the bread running the length of the loaf, they now run across, and that makes the bread stronger for cutting and buttering.
Now guess what? The bread gets to rest again. Do I get to rest? Oh no, I get to do more work. So what do we do to the dough now?
Well, we don't do anything. This here is the prover, and it's set to 30 degrees Celsius and 100% humidity. It's a bit like a hot, sticky summer's day in Auckland. And it'll help the ingredients set and the dough to rise to help get it ready for baking.
Well, how long does it have to go in here?
About half an hour.
Oh, OK. Half an hour to prove and set. Sounds a bit like jelly to me.
Half an hour in the prover, and when the bread has risen almost to the top of the tin, it's off to the oven for about 45 minutes. Imagine having an oven this big at home. Whew.
Are you sure it's an oven? The dough's spinning around in there like it's a washing machine on a slow spin cycle.
Fresh bread straight from the oven. Well, it needs to cool down first, and there's still a lot of work to be done.
Right, I'll slice and pack the bread. You tie it and put a label on, please.
Yes, sir.
You know, a baker's work is never done. Well, almost. And what's more, your average baker's day starts at about 3 o'clock every day. 3 in the morning, that is. It can take about 4.5 hours to make, bake, cool and pack a loaf of bread, and this supermarket makes about 2,000 loaves in one day. In fact, over 150 million loaves of bread are sold in New Zealand every year. Wow! And guess what? I'm only up to number 71. Oh.
Hey, they do have bread makers out the back. One of them turned out to be me. What a lot of work goes into making bread. Well, not for the dough. No, the dough gets to rest all the time. And Andrew told me why. It's so the dough can rise. Remember, the dough started out like this, but by the time it's been rested and shaped and rested and proved, it's this size. But all that rising doesn't make a loaf of bread. It has to be baked in a huge oven first.
And that's how a loaf of bread is made at the supermarket. If you'd like information about this program, or if you have questions you'd like answered, you can write to us at Suzy's World, PO Box 34307, Birkenhead, Auckland, or head to the website www.suzy.co.nz.
Hey, remember how the dough got cut into 4 pieces before it went into the tin? Well, if you look closely at the bottom of a loaf of bread, you can see them. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and a big one here, 4. Next time you buy a loaf of bread, why don't you have a good look and see if you can see the 4 pieces? Well, I'll tell you what, this bread is really, really popular. It's going incredibly quickly. And I've got my picnic. Thank goodness I've still got this loaf of bread here. But...
Come on, Suzy, I think we've got another batch to do. Come on, in we go.
I'll see you next time.
Now, this is really simple. The machine does all the work for you, so even you shouldn't have any problems.
Right.
OK.
Shall I get that too? OK. Oh, but look, which one do I choose? There are so many breads to choose from. Oh, this looks quite... That sounds really good.
The work hasn't finished yet. We've got to cool it and slice it, and then we get to pack it, and then we get to do the pokey and turn it around.
This program was brought to you by New Zealand On Air.